Hi everyone, I'm Kelsey from Wearable Whisperer, and today I want to show you how to navigate your Fitbit Versa 2. So we'll start off at the clock face screen, and if you swipe to the left, that's how you reveal your apps. And you keep swiping to the left to reveal all of your apps. And then to get back, you can either swipe back to your screen, the clock face screen, or you can just press the left hand button once and that'll take you back to your clock face. And then if you swipe up, you will reveal the today portion where you can see your steps. This is distance, floors climbed. We have total calories burned. Note this is the calories that you burned just by being alive in addition to exercise calories, so the number will be higher than just your exercise calories. And your active minutes. Then we have some hourly activity, some heart rate stats, some sleep stats, and a history there. And we have some exercise stats showing your most recent exercises. That was just a test. And I've got it set up to show water also. And it's cool because you can actually log water on your device. And there are other things that you can show here. If you tap on settings, it shows that you can select up to 7 stats to easily track with Fitbit today. I showed you the activity, hourly steps, heart rate, exercise, sleep, and water. But you could also show food, weight, as well as badges. And for example, if I turn on badges, the food and weight will get grayed out because that's the 7th thing I'm adding, so I can't add anything else. If I unselect that, then I could add food. So the way to get back out of this setting is to press the left button once. And we are back. So let's see what food looks like. There we go. Tells us how many calories in, calories left, percent protein, fat, and carbs, things like that. And a little trick that you may or may not know, you can actually change the order of these little tiles. So if you want, let's say, water to be on the top so that you can easily log it, all you have to do is press and hold and then drag it to the top or wherever you want it. So I'm going to press, hold, and now I can drag it all the way to the top. And now you'll see that is actually above my little activity section. So you can choose up to 7 things to show on your Fitbit today, and you can choose the order in which you want them to be displayed. Alright, so to get back to your clock face, you can either swipe down or press the button once. So let's go ahead and just swipe down. And now if I swipe up, actually I'm going to show you what happens if you long press. So if you long press, there's a shortcut that comes up, and when you first set up your Fitbit Versa 2, you will choose this to be either the Fitbit Pay or Amazon Alexa. So I have chosen this to be Amazon Alexa. So I'm going to go ahead and long press here and show you that Amazon Alexa comes up. So this is saying that I can ask Alexa something, and when it is having these little bars moving, it's actively listening to you. So right now it's probably unsure what the heck I want it to do. So let's see if I can ask it to set a timer. So it's thinking. It shouldn't really return with anything because I didn't tell it anything understandable to do. Okay, so I'll show you what happens if I try to set a timer. So got it. And you can also just tap to wake since you're already on the Alexa screen. Set a timer for 20 minutes. Alright, so it understood what I said because that was a common command for Alexa, and it has now set a timer for me for 20 minutes. So the only way that I know of to get out of the screen is to push the button, so I'll push that button. And then this little icon here, if you tap on that, you'll see it has alarms. This middle icon is reminders, and the final icon is timers. So you'll see here that the timers is showing up because I asked it to set a 20-minute timer. So that's how you can set timers and other things with Alexa and see what's been set. Let's say I wanted to remove that timer. What I have to do is I would tap on this little icon and ask it to remove the most recent timer. Remove the latest timer. Remove the most recent timer. Okay. So now it has canceled that timer, and to verify, I can press the button, tap on this icon, and tap on timers, and the timer has been discontinued or canceled. So let's say I want to set a timer again. Actually, I'm going to set an alarm. So it tells me to set alarm, you say set an alarm. So I'm going to tap the little icon because it doesn't know to listen to me right now. Set an alarm labeled go for a walk in 20 minutes. Alright, so it says the alarm is set for 12:49 p.m. I'll press the button to go back. And again, check that it has set it. And it says 12:49 p.m. today. Okay, so if I tap the button once, it goes back to the Alexa screen, and I'll tap it again, and it goes to my clock face. So the next navigational option is to swipe down from the top. And you'll see this shows you your text messages and missed calls, things like that. And then this little quick screen, which I can swipe down again to reveal. This shows 3 more options. On the left here we have your music controls. In the middle we have Fitbit Pay. Now that's because I have Amazon Alexa set as the shortcut for this long button press. If Fitbit Pay was set as a shortcut, then you would see an Amazon Alexa icon here in the middle, and that's how you would access Amazon Alexa. And then this button on the right here are your quick settings. So I'll just show you each of these real quick. We got music controls, and then to go back you press the button once, and then pull down again, and I haven't set up Fitbit Pay on this yet, but that's where you would find the cards for Fitbit Pay. Press the button to go back, and then press on quick settings. So this is the new quick settings screen. The icons are not all that self-explanatory, so I'll go over them one by one. So this button in the top left-hand corner is the do not disturb mode. So if you want to silence notifications quickly, you're in a meeting or something like that, that's the button you would want to press. So now it says do not disturb is off, and you'd go back to receiving all your notifications. This icon in the upper left-hand corner is one of my favorite things about the Fitbit Versa 2. It's actually a new sleep mode, which basically means you can turn this on and it will disable all notifications, but it will also disable your screen from coming on unless you press the button. So this is really useful for people like me who toss and turn at night. So your display doesn't come on when you're tossing and turning and wake you or your partner up. And the cool thing is if you go into the settings app, not the quick settings, but the actual settings app, this can be, you can enable it for certain hours of the day. So I can show you that a little bit later, but like say you want this to automatically turn on between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m., you can set that up. So for now, I'll turn this off. You can also see later that this actually automatically dims the screen also in this mode. So I'll just kind of explain this one in the middle here. This is the brightness setting. So right now it's on brightness max. If you tap it again, it says brightness dim, brightness normal, and brightness max. And then I'll talk about this lower left button next. This icon really doesn't make sense to me, but this is the quick view setting basically. So you can have your display turn on if you flip your wrist, or you can have it display only if you press the button. So it looks like this one would be auto wake, so quick view on. And then this one is quick view would not turn on if you turned your wrist up. It's only if you press the button. So I'll leave that on. And then this final icon in the lower left hand side, this is your always on display mode. So I'll tap that and it says always on display is on. You'll see you turn it off, it says it's off. So what happens with the always on display mode, and I didn't know this before I got the Versa 2, is it doesn't actually show your custom clock face. Let me see if I can show you this here. I'm gonna have to go into the settings. And right now I have the screen timeout on 60 seconds so that it doesn't go away while I'm explaining these things to you. But if I turn it on to the default 10 seconds, I'll show you what happens to the clock face. So this is the clock face, and after about 10 seconds, the always on clock face will appear. So always on display doesn't mean it's going to show your customly chosen clock face. This is the clock face that it's going to show always on. And you'll probably see in the video that it's actually gotten dimmer. So what happens is it dims the display, and it actually looks like it's getting even more dimmer. It dims the display to save some battery life, and it only shows you these certain things. And if you triple tap, or I don't know if double tap or triple tap, it looked like it was triple tap that time, then you can get your regular clock face back. But after 10 seconds, it goes to this always on display, where you'll see your battery, the date, the time, and then you can customize up to 2 activity stats that you want to show. Right now this one is steps and active minutes. So just be aware that you cannot have this custom clock face on all the time. That is not the always on display, not how it works. And you can customize that always on display by finding the settings app, tapping on that, and then tapping on this always on display. And right now it's on, and here are your customization options. So you can have digital or analog. You can show the battery life or not show the battery life. And then you can have core stats on or off. And then you can customize which stats you want to show. So you can choose the left stat to be steps, active minutes, floors, calories, or distance. And then same for the right stat. Yeah, I already chose steps, so it just says active minutes, floors, calories, or distance. So I'll save those. I guess to get out of that I have to press the button. And then off hours allows display to turn off when you sleep to preserve battery life. So it sounds like this either knows when you're asleep or maybe, I'm not sure exactly. So you can have that off so it's always on display even while you sleep. And this is where I was talking about you can customize it to, well, this is how you customize the always on display, which hours you want always on to be always on. And then you can get out of that by pressing the button. And that's the last setting you can change for that. So here's the sleep mode I was talking about. Sleep mode dims the display, silences calls and notifications. So you can have sleep mode on or off. But I would normally do this through the quick settings, not this setting. And then here's where you can have the schedule for sleep mode. So allow sleep mode to turn on during sleep hours. So you can have that off or on, and then you can customize. So if you don't want your display to come on between 11 p.m. and 7 a.m., or let's say you're a late sleeper, midnight, then you can customize those hours when sleep mode will automatically be enabled. Alright, so as far as other settings, like I said, this is already in the quick settings, so I probably wouldn't use this to change the brightness setting, but you can. There's just 3 options: max, normal, and dim. And then here's kind of a new one. There's screen timeout option. You can have 10 seconds before your clock face turns off or goes into always on display clock face, like that, which is kind of short for these type of videos, but for you it's probably fine. You also have the option of doing 15 seconds, but it tells you this does impact that 5+ day battery life. So it might be less than 5 days if you enable these longer screen timeouts. You have 20 seconds, 45 seconds, and 60 seconds. So I'm just going to leave that on for now for these video purposes. I went over the always on display, the sleep mode. For do not disturb, again, you would probably turn this on and off in the quick settings, not here. And then you can also have the do not disturb to automatically enable when you're using the exercise app. So let's say you're going for a walk or a run and you don't want to get notifications, then you can have that automatically turn on. So when you start an exercise, you won't get any notifications. I don't like that, so I'm going to keep that off. And again, this screen wake is in the quick settings. Right now it says if you flip your wrist up, the screen will wake. This is if you flip your wrist up, it will not wake. You have to press the button to wake the screen. And vibrations, we have normal and strong. And you can enable or disable the microphone for voice features. So if you only want to use Alexa by tapping on the screen after you bring it up, then you can have this disabled, but I kind of like it enabled. And here's where you can change what your left button brings up. So if you press and hold right now on my Versa 2, it's going to bring up Alexa. But if you use Fitbit Pay more than Alexa, or you don't plan on using Alexa, then you can have it bring up Fitbit Pay. I'll leave that there for now so I can show you that the icon in the quick settings does change. There's some Alexa options when you are on Do Not Disturb mode. It says to silence Alexa notifications only. Turn that off or on. Not exactly 100% sure what that means. Here you can manage which audio devices are connected to your Fitbit Versa, or if you're connecting headphones and things like that to listen to music. You can turn heart rate on and off. And then under the about, you can see some of this stuff. Don't really need to go there unless you need to shut down or factory reset your device, which I have videos about those too, so search for those if you want to know how to do these. And that's it. So now you'll see, if I go back to the clock face, I changed this left button to be Fitbit Pay. So now if I press and hold this, it brings up the Fitbit Pay, which again I have not set up yet. And now if I swipe down from the top, you'll see there in the middle now we have the Alexa icon, and that's how you would activate Alexa. So there you go. Set an alarm for 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. Alright, so that's real time. I think that's quick enough for me. I mean, I have an Apple Watch Series 4, and that's basically the same amount of time an Apple Watch takes, so I have no complaints about that. It says 2 alarms set for 7 a.m. tomorrow. Oh, maybe second alarm? We'll see. I go back, tap this. Okay, it's probably saying that I have a second alarm, and that's the one set for 7 a.m. tomorrow. So you can also create and remove the alarms like that. You can turn them on and off here. And just something to note too is these alarms you set with Alexa or timers, things like that, they're not going to show up in the timer app on your Versa itself. So if we swipe over and I tap on alarms, you'll see it doesn't show those 2 alarms that I have because it's separate. It's the Alexa alarm. So I don't exactly understand why those 2 things can't talk to each other, but that's how it is, at least here at launch. So do know about that. So yeah, by default comes with the exercise, timer, countdown, alarms. Spotify is not full Spotify download or anything. It's just controlling the Spotify app from your watch, so you can't download playlists and listen offline, things like that. It's just an app. We have the Relax app, weather, music, settings, Pandora, Deezer, Strava, Starbucks, and the tips, but I basically just told you all the tips and more. So, and I guess one thing about these apps I could show you real quick, you can actually change the order of these. So if you press and hold, you can move them around on the same page, or you can even change them to a different page, things like that. So let's say you wanted to change the apps that show up on your first screen because you use them the most. That's how you can rearrange those apps. And you can remove and add apps using the Fitbit app. I'm not going to show that here because this was basically how to use the navigation on your Fitbit Versa 2. So I hope this has helped you. I know there isn't much other help when you get your new Fitbits on how to actually use them, and I know a video can really help make things make more sense. So if you like this video, it helped you at all, please, please, please give it a like. It really, really helps this video and my channel, and it helps me stay motivated to keep bringing you more of these tutorial type videos for Fitbits and other wearable devices. So thanks very much for watching. I really hope you enjoyed it. Have a great day, and I'll see you in the next video.